let me swoop on down and see who's there. Woo! Hello, it's me, Thurston Owl the Third. Yes. Before God called Isaiah to be a prophet, he purified him by sending an angel to touch a burning coal to Isaiah's mouth. Today, we will learn that when God has a job for us, he will make sure that we are ready to do it. Yes. Alright. Ta-ta.
If I gave you this tent and sent you out in the woods and said, take this out, set it up, have a fun camping trip, how many of you would feel confident you could set up this tent? Those of you who never set up a tent before, do you think you could assemble this tent as is with no help and instructions? Setting up a tent is not hard, but if you've never done it, it's helpful to have some direction. That's why tents come with instructions. That's also why most young people go out with their parents, scout leaders, and other trusted adults when they start camping. If you want to do it right, you need to prepare. And part of preparation is learning to assemble your tent. Today's story is more than just the tale of a piece of burning coal. It's the story of God preparing a man to go and do God's will. See, Isaiah delivered many messages to God's people, but before he could become a prophet, God made sure Isaiah was prepared. God will prepare you to do great things as well. Do you know your gifts, your talents? God will use those and more that you haven't discovered yet as you grow and walk in your faith. Whatever God has in store for you, he will prepare you and give you success.
Since our story for today is a tale of the burning mouth, we're going to play a game that asks people if they like spicy food or not. Do you like spicy food? Even though your mouth may not actually be on fire while eating spicy food, it sure does feel like it. We will show a person's picture, ask them their favorite thing to eat, and then you'll have to guess if they like spicy food or not.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth. My favorite food is tacos.
Spicy fan or not?
And I do like spicy food.
Hi, I'm Nathan, and my favorite food is Mosman curry.
Spicy fan or not?
And I do like spicy food.
Hi, my name is Gwen. My favorite food is pineapple.
Spicy fan or not?
And I do like spicy food.
Hi, my name's Daniel. My favorite food is pizza.
Spicy fan or not?
And I like spicy food.
My name is Chrissy. I like Sloppy Joes.
Spicy fan or not?
I do not like spicy food.
Hi, my name is Drew. My favorite food is fettuccine alfredo.
Spicy fan or not?
And I like spicy food.
My name is Jen McCormick. My favorite food is chicken curry with rice.
Spicy fan or not?
And I do not like spicy food.
My name is Emily. My favorite food is cinnamon rolls.
Spicy fan or not?
And I like spicy foods.
Hi, my name's Annette, and my favorite food is broccoli.
Spicy fan or not?
And I do like spicy food.
Hi, my name is Jill Seabird. My favorite food is soup.
Spicy fan or not?
I like spicy food.
I love my cereal, my cereal.
All right, everyone, it is time to memorize our Bible verse for this lesson. Now, there's only 2 weeks left, and so this verse is going to change. So memorize this verse. Send me a video on Facebook, email it. You can show up on my doorstep. You can stop me on the street, recite this verse for me, and you could win a box of cereal. All right, here's the verse, and there's motions to go with it. It says, "My children, come, listen to me. I will teach you
to have respect for the Lord. And that comes from Psalms chapter 34, verse 11.
I'm reading my B-I-B-L-E, and this is what it says to me. It tells me that I'm never ever alone. I'm learning how Jesus came down to us and gave his best. Without a doubt, the best friend you'll ever know. Our God knows exactly what I need, so I remember this. Let's go! When you ask, he cares. When you seek, he's there. When you knock, 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 God opens up the door. When you ask, he cares. When you seek, he's there. When you knock, 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 God opens up the door. Oh, oh. I'm reading my B-I-B-L-E, and this is what it says to me. It tells me that I'm never ever alone. I'm learning how Jesus came down to us and gave his best. Without a doubt, the best friend you'll ever know. Our God knows exactly what I need, so I remember this. Let's go! When you ask, he cares. When you seek, he's there. When you knock, 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 God opens up the door. When you ask, he cares. When you seek, he's there. When you knock, 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 God opens up the door. Oh, whoa. When you ask, he cares. When you seek, he's there. When you knock, 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 God opens up the door. When you ask, he cares. When you seek, he's there. When you knock, 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 God opens up the door. God knows exactly what I need, so I remember this. Let's go! When you ask, he cares. When you seek, he's there. When you knock, 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 God opens up the door. When you ask, he cares. When you seek, he's there. When you knock, 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 God opens up the door.
Many times, when we read a story, we get to a point where the good guys know that the bad guys are coming for them. And the good guys have no escape. And they only have a little bit of time before the bad guys show up. So what do the good guys do? Well, they plan. They prepare to meet their enemy. One classic example isn't a campfire story, but a Christmas movie called Home Alone. Little Kevin is home all alone, and he knows that the wet bandits are coming to rob his house. So what does Kevin do? Well, first, he makes a plan. A second, he lays traps all throughout his house. He heats up a doorknob. He pours freezing water on the steps. He sets sharp toys and ornaments on the floor beneath an open window. He rigs a hot iron to fall. He puts a sharp nail on the basement steps. And when the bad guys show up, Kevin is ready, and his plan works perfectly. Over and over in movies and in books, we see the heroes making plans so they can overcome the bad guys. And we know that if we want to win, we have to plan. We have to prepare. Yet many Christians, when it comes time to step it up and to serve God, they get cold feet. They say no to God and no to serving because they don't feel that they're prepared. They don't think they have what it takes, and so they simply say, somebody else can do that. Well, kids, and some adults, I'm here to tell you that that excuse just doesn't fly. You see, we not only serve a God who loves us, who made our world, and who died for us,
We serve a God who can prepare us to do things that we've never even dreamed of. That's right. See, God not only has a plan for us to do great things, He has a plan to prepare us to do those great things. Today's story is one that we don't read very often, and on the surface, it's a little scary. It's about a man whose lips are touched with a burning coal. But in that moment, God prepared the great prophet Isaiah to do the work that only Isaiah could do. Check out this story from Isaiah chapter 6.
In the year that King Uzziah died, I saw the Lord, high and exalted, seated on a throne, and the train of his robe filled the temple. Above him were seraphim, each with 6 wings. With 2 wings they covered their faces, with 2 they covered their feet, and with 2 they were flying, and they were calling to one another, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord Almighty. The whole earth is full of His glory. At the sound of their voices, the doorposts and thresholds shook, and the temple was filled with smoke. Woe to me, I cried, I am ruined, for I am a man of unclean lips, and I live among people with unclean lips, and my eyes have seen the King, the Lord Almighty. Then one of the seraphim flew to me with a live coal in his hands, which he had taken with tongs from the altar. With it he touched my mouth and said, See, this has touched your lips. Your guilt is taken away and your sin atoned for. Then I heard the voice of the Lord saying, Whom shall I send, and who will go for us? And I said, Here am I, Lord, send me. He said, Go and tell this people, Be ever hearing, but never understanding. Be ever seeing, but never perceiving. Make the heart of this people calloused. Make their ears dull and close their eyes. Otherwise they might see with their eyes, hear with their ears, understand with their hearts, and turn and be healed. Then I said, For how long, Lord? And He answered, Until the cities lie ruined and without inhabitant, until the houses are left deserted and the fields ruined and ravaged, until the Lord has sent everyone far away and the land is utterly forsaken. And though 1/10 remains in the land, it will be again laid waste. But as the terebinth and oak leave stumps when they're cut down, so the holy seed will be the stump in the land.
Isaiah loved God, and he was a faithful follower of Uzziah, a good king who loved God at a time when many people had forgotten about God. Isaiah was sad when Uzziah died, and he didn't know who was going to take his place leading the people of the Lord. But God had a plan, and that plan started with Isaiah. Isaiah didn't see himself as a leader, but as a common sinner. God forgave Isaiah's sins, purified his heart, and gave him the voice to be Israel's leader. As Israel slid further and further away from God, Isaiah's words of warning told them that they needed to repent. His words became a light, leading them back to God after they went into captivity. And what's more, Isaiah was one of the many prophets who revealed God's plan about salvation when he prophesied about Jesus' coming. Check out what it says in Isaiah chapter 9, verses 6 to 7.
For unto us a child is born, to us a son is given, and the government will be on his shoulders, and he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. Of the greatness of his government and peace there will be no end. He will reign on David's throne and over his kingdom, establishing and upholding it with justice and righteousness from that time on and forever. The zeal of the Lord Almighty will accomplish this.
Do you believe that God can do big things through your life? Can God change a friend's life, your school, or even a community because of you? Now that sounds like an overwhelming question, doesn't it? It's no wonder why so many Christians don't even try. They feel like God wants too much from them. So rather than try, they just don't do anything. Well, see, God is never going to call you or me to do something just to see us fail. God is going to equip us for the journey that we have ahead. Some of you someday may be leading worship. God will give you the talent to do so. Some of you may teach kids, just like I'm doing. God will prepare you for that as well. Some of you may be called to preach in a church or go do mission work. God will prepare you for that. Some of you may hold regular jobs, but be witnesses for Jesus to your coworkers and your neighbors. God will prepare you for that. But God's plans aren't always some distant destination waiting for us if we grow up. God has plans for us right now. If you pray and you listen to God's voice, He can show you how you can serve Him right now. Now, I know you're only kids, but you're God's kids. And if God is leading you, there is nothing you can't do and accomplish. Are you willing to take an adventure with the Lord? Are you willing to do God's work? See, God will prepare you to do His work no matter how crazy it may seem. It all starts when we say the words Isaiah said, "Here am I, Lord, send me." Boys and girls, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you back here next week. Sadly, we are at the end of another message. And at the end of each week, we look at a digital badge that represents something from that message. And I want you to look at all these badges and see if you can remember what the stories were about. Well, today's badge looks like this. Why do you think we picked that one? All right, let's go.